And now from one anime without
to another.
Which one would you like to talk about first?
Let's talk about what's freshest in our minds, I guess.
Okay.
Because we just watched it this morning.
This was Gaunt's recommendation, I believe.
I mean, I
think
guess.
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're the only one that had seen this prior to us reacting to it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember who chose this one, but this was 100 meters.
I mean, I think we all wanted to watch this one.
Yeah, we all wanted to watch this.
I think this was this was also mentioned in Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah, so
everyone wanted to watch this
everyone wanted us to watch it. It's 100 meters, and this came out New Year's this year, but it was also out in theaters for a while last year as well. So it's been a while since this came out. A while, depending on your sense of time.
Yeah. And this is the first ever published work from the author of Orb, right?
Yeah, Uoto.
Yeah.
So before making Orb, they made 100 meters, and they've only made currently 2 finished manga, Orb and 100 meters, and goddamn, back-to-back banger, man.
Both are peak.
That's insane. They got 2 shows like this back-to-back that are, one, both amazing, and 2 fantastic adaptations in such a short time.
Totally.
Yeah, and 2 very different adaptations.
Yeah,
as well.
very much so.
Because I guess, what is your guys' thoughts of it? Because
before we get to our thoughts, we did all watch this together on the same couch, and if you want to go and see that reaction, please go and do so. You can sign up to the Patreon to watch more of our reaction to this show.
Hell yeah.
This obviously, it's a very thought-provoking and a very not a very reaction-heavy movie, but still, we gave a lot of commentary during it. And my God, this is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Genuinely a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
This is such a good movie.
I was so fucking, I came in with high expectations, and it met all of them in my eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect from the story, except for it's everything that they make is probably going to make you think and probably going to make you reflect. And I feel like choosing a sports anime as the very first piece of work that they ever made was perfect for the themes that it tried to express.
Just something about sports anime when it's done like this is just becomes incredibly philosophical to the point where you don't even need to know or care much about the sport in question for it to really leave a lasting impact. I feel some of the best human dramas to come out of in the world of manga and anime, a lot of them are the sports ones.
Well, I think that's because sports is a universally understood way of kind of delving into that concept of okay, we're everyone has competed in a sport at some point, or even if they're not very good. And I think we've all had that feeling of I'm not the GOAT.
Yeah.
I am racing, I'm in this thing, but I am not the best at this.
Yeah.
So I know the sense of defeat. I know the sense of not being good enough. And I know the sense of, even if you're I was the fastest in my school.
Yeah.
I was the fastest in my primary and my high school. So I was like, oh yeah, good. I got hot shit.
Yeah.
And then I get to nationals and I got humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it's that realization and that moment of being oh wow, I'm not the best.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of people that are better than me. I just wasn't near them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in this narrow view, I was very good. And that human aspect of, at some point in your life, you have to move on.
Yeah.
You have to be all right, I'm not, this isn't my life. I'm not
I'm washed.
I'm washed.
I'm kind of washed.
I fell off low-key.
I'm not the Michael Phelps of this sport.
Yeah.
I have to move on.
Yep.
And so I think that's why sports anime have always been, especially when they take this kind of route to it instead of the Kuroko no Basket route,
Yeah.
a really good vehicle for kind of analyzing, life, motivation.
The human condition.
Everything about just what it means to be happy. And that's, again, when you're watching the show, it is a sports anime, but it's not about the sport.
Yeah. Totally.
It's
And
also, sorry, can we get this off the screen? It's so distracting. Seeing the animation constantly. Sorry, I'm just dumb.
Yeah.
I have a monkey brain.
And that's basically what this movie is about. It is about the 100 meters, and it is about a group of characters and their different approach and philosophy to why they compete in the 100 meters or why they compete in track and field. Why do they run? Which is a question that is constantly asked in this film, which is kind of a metaphor to why do we do anything in life. What is it that drives you? What is it that drives these characters? And you can tell that it's from the author of Orb because every character has such a deep philosophical kind of like
viewpoint.
Yeah.
They're all like differing viewpoints as well, slightly, but in the same way, they also slightly overlap, which makes for like just really interesting dialogue exchanges between characters because there's a lot of like interactions where, you know, you could have two different characters that run for different reasons in their own head, but then maybe one thing another character says or one other different viewpoint that another character has kind of makes them reflect on why they think a certain way or, you know, why they want to continue to run or why they even run in the first place, right? And so getting to see as these characters grow older as well, getting to see that like overlapping but also this like head-to-head in kind of philosophical ideation is just really interesting because, as you said, like even though it's a movie about track and field, it's also about just how you run through life, I guess.
Should we briefly explain the story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I can try.
Since you brought it up.
Okay. So it starts off with we have
we get the character names up again because
Togashi.
I'm bad. Togashi, who goes by Koyama for most of the movie, right?
Komiya.
Oh, Komiya. Sorry, Komiya.
No, Komiya's the other guy.
Sorry. Togashi. So the movie opens up with Togashi, who is this kid who is by far and away the most talented runner in this school.
He's that kid.
Yeah, he's that kid. And even like the news has picked up on this kid. He's so good that like this kid is a generational talent. He's going to be the GOAT. And then also at the same time, a new kid transfers to the school because it's anime, of course. And that's Komiya, who is a kid that runs like a feral animal. He has no technique. His shoes are shit. But he's got willpower. But he is definitely a worse runner than Togashi, and it's kind of shown that. But he's got the will, and that's like his secret weapon is that he somehow looks like he might be able to catch up to him. So they both race in these the school day in different races, and they both win their respective races. And then suddenly Komiya gets transferred, and then we skip time and go ahead. And then we skip, like 5? Oh, I guess they're in high school now, the end of high school.
Yeah, about 5 years,
And Togashi now, even though he is the GOAT, and he also, when he was a kid, met the current best runner, Zatsu, who is the Japan's #1 runner. Everyone's always talking about how amazing
he met Nigami.
Yeah.
Oh, Nigami. Oh, sorry.
Nigami.
Oh my God. Sorry.
So Nigami is like someone else who is an up and coming track and field star. Zaitsu is kind of like the
he's like the national champion.
He's like the Otani of this world. You know what I mean? He is like he's the GOAT, setting all of the records.
He's the LeBron of track and field.
Yeah, he's like right up there at the top.
Yeah.
But mainly the show focuses on Togashi and Komiya and kind of like their convergence, and everyone else is kind of like circling around their main kind of like storylines. And you see an opposite narrative between both of these two characters. Togashi is someone who starts off very young, very talented, and someone who has high hopes and would be the person that you think would be like stand at the top of the track and field world. And then as he grows older, he comes to this realization that he may be not as talented as he thought he would, as he thought he could be, you know, as everyone told he would, as everyone told him he would be. And he just kind of like starts achieving less and less and starts losing motivation. Whereas Komiya starts off as an absolute nobody and rises as to one of the most promising track and field stars of this world, someone who can actually rival Zaitsu in terms of his speed. And it's a story about Togashi finding acceptance with his current kind of like skill level, and Komiya kind of like finding why he wants to run in the first place. Why is it that he's so driven to try to be the best? Because he kind of like, his character kind of feels like empty outside of running, you know? And I feel like he comes to that realization at the end where he's like, well, I don't even know why I'm fucking chasing records.
Well, I think his whole philosophy was like, you know, he would say like, you know, if you feel anxiety about like a race or like that you're not good enough, then like put all of that to the side and only focus on you want to run because you want to be in the first place, you want to break records. That's the whole reason why I do it. And then in the end of the movie, he gets absolutely creamed by Togashi and Komiya. And another character, Kaido, as well, who's also another really interesting character. And I think that's the moment where he kind of realizes that, like, once he has actually lost at such a high level, that kind of makes him be like, I think it makes him realize that the motivation that he had to do what he was doing was kind of foolish in a way, like, or, you know, maybe misguided in a certain sense, because he's seeing these other runners who just beat them, but having completely different motivations that have almost like usurped his, you know, philosophy of running, for example.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
There's a lot of ways to interpret this.
Yeah,
right?
I guess I feel like I interpreted it differently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
How did you interpret it?
Well, I interpreted, because, okay, so for example, in the show, let's just, so we can get everyone up to speed.
Yeah.
There's a lot kind of in the middle, but for the main focus of this discussion, I think we can kind of explain the end.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where the end is basically, there's these, I guess there's 4 main runners, I guess. So 3 really, but I guess 4 kind of.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because Kaido is kind of introduced quite later on into the story. But basically it's just one big race at the end. Because Togashi and Komiya had a race prior, which was 10 years prior to the big race where Koyama beat Togashi.
Yeah.
And then the final race at the end, they have one big race where Togashi and Komiya are like neck and neck, and then they're finally happy because they're racing and they're at the same speed, and they're happy because they found an opponent who's, you know,
A worthy
both
opponent.
inspire each other basically
Yeah.
to keep improving. And then it cuts. We don't find out who won. But I think like before this, there's a lot of kind of there's this like weird part. Well, not weird. I mean, it's fun. Like where all the characters all kind of start talking and realizing, oh shit, why are we actually doing this?
Yeah.
And I think too, in a sense, the whole movie, obviously it's about running, but I feel like it's also just not about running at all.
No, it's not.
In any way. Like the running is just the
Metaphor.
The metaphor for what it is. And you'd mentioned that Togashi's motivations gone. What did you say they were again? I felt like
Togashi's motivation, I said he kind of lost his motivation midway through when he started getting humbled.
Yeah. Originally, when Togashi was a kid, his motivation to run was kind of void. Like he would say as a kid, he's like, oh, I don't really have a motivation to run. I just run because I know that I'm the fastest kid in the school.
I read it as, I thought like Togashi as a character had never like, he's never had like suffered defeat.
Yeah.
And like there's a really good scene, although there's one part of the shot that was goofy and it made me laugh. I feel bad. Where Togashi's in this park, and at one point in the story, Togashi is told by a doctor that he shouldn't run.
Yeah.
But
He's injured himself.
He's injured. He can't run, and if he runs, he might permanently damage his leg for life. But because at this point in the story, Togashi hasn't really competed at a serious level, and he hasn't won anything, his sponsors are like, hey, if you don't run, you will lose your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make you a coach and you'll never run again. So, you know, he's quite torn about it. And he sees these kids in the park who are trying to win their 100-meter race, and they're kind of, talking to each other about, sports day, about how they're like, what should I do? And Togashi is talking to them, and he's explaining the technique on what to do and how to win. And then there's this moment where he kind of breaks and he realizes that he's explaining to these kids, hey, it's important to make sure that you're okay with losing.
Yeah.
And I think in that moment is when Togashi realizes that he's never okay with it. He's never been okay with it. And the whole story arc of Togashi was, and we're humans, so we're dumb. And we will literally live our whole lives to avoid feeling something, because that's what we do. We're creatures of comfort. And comfort is the enemy of progress. So I think that Togashi's character is that he's just unwilling to, his entire life, to be defeated. Because he's won so many times. Because in high school, it's not expressed that he ever lost anything, but suddenly he started waning his interest. And I felt like that was because of the fear of he never wanted to lose, because the higher competition he keeps going and the older he gets, the more chance he's going to have to face either someone who might make him lose or someone who does. And so when actually facing defeat, he's never been equipped to deal with defeat, whereas Komiya is totally fine getting defeated. For him, it's what inspires him more, because being defeated is to be able to try again and learn.